Pokemon cards are a Schedule 1 drug. However, unlike its brethren in this classification, this one is completely legal, God help us all. But it's still just as potent, with the same potential to ruin your life. Sometimes it takes only a single pack to change the trajectory of your whole existence. It'll have you left with $0 and 0 bitches as you spend all of your money in every waking moment trying to get your hands on as many packs as possible as you chase the high of getting the shiny cardboard that you could sell for a $10 profit. It is sad. That's what it is. It's sad. And in a surprise to no one, there are some criminals in the Pokemon card community. But don't worry. You can sleep a little more peacefully tonight knowing that at least one nefarious supervillain has been taken off the streets. I'm happy to report that Cobra Commander has been taken away in handcuffs after trying to steal some Pokemon cards at a convention.
Hold up. Wait. Hold up.
I know it's a little hard to make heads or tails of the audio and what's actually being said here. A lot of commotion on the floor. It's pandemonium. But, as I understand it, this gentle sir, tipping his fedora to the vendors, would go around and slyly take cards he didn't pay for. Rattle Pokemon actually covered this a few days ago and talked to True Collectible, who was there. And they say that they've recognized this guy from other conventions. They estimate that he's probably stolen thousands of dollars worth of stuff from vendors. And that on this occasion, they had an inkling, like this suspicion, that he might have been putting cards into his bag. So they asked to check it. He got defensive and started rolling nat ones on the charisma check, which made everyone pretty suspicious. They got security involved. And then when it's all said and done, apparently he was trying to make off with about $400 to $500 worth of cards that he swiped in across like a 2-hour time span. And after reading some comments from some other vendors at the scene here, a lot of people recognize him from other conventions, so he's kind of like a common cameo villain like the fucking box ghost of Pokemon card thieves. But this is the first time he's been caught in the act of stealing. And he almost got away with it, if it wasn't for those meddling people with eyeballs. He wasn't very good at crime.
Wait, hold up one second, sir. One second. Hold up 1 second. Excuse me, this is not lawful. This is not lawful. This is not lawful.
He's wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt, besmirching the good name of the clubhouse of Mickey and Friends. Walt Disney just turned over in his grave. This is a fucking sight for sore eyes, I tell you what. You'd never expect a Disney adult to do something like this. But he keeps trying to say, like, wait a minute, I can explain. They don't let him say his side of the story because there really isn't one. He just blatantly stole these cards. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is all over the place. He is, like, refusing to cooperate, so he's, like, I don't know, he's trying to break the cuffs or something there. And then he keeps saying that it's not lawful, even though it's probably about as lawful as it gets. He did just blatantly steal these cards in front of people. So, I mean, they've got him kind of dead to rights on this one, I'd say. Not a whole lot of wiggle room for a misunderstanding.
This is unlawful, sir. Like glasses. Sir, I haven't done anything. Stop. You hit my face. Stop. You hit my face. Stop. I have not done anything.
So they weren't able to, like, chicken wing him or anything. So then eventually they went for, like, the leg sweep here. And you can see the handcuffs are linked, like, 5 times, it looks like. They've got a big fucking, like, you know, remember in school where you would, like, cut out that stack of paper and it'd be a bunch of people holding hands? That's what they've done with the handcuffs here. It is a long string of cuffs they've got that they're trying to slap on him here to no avail. So now they've got him in the grapple game on the ground, and it is still not going their way. That is an immovable force right there. I'm not going to show you the ground game here all that much, but it goes on for quite a while. They end up getting some reinforcements. They have the cavalry come in here, and then they get them in like a fucking Thanksgiving turkey stance and carry him away. Just look at this. It's like they were about to use him as a battering ram or something. They got him in wheelbarrow position here. Like parading him through the convention now for all to see. It's like that scene in Game of Thrones Season 5 with the shame walk. Now, since this was a big convention, there's like 9 different angles of this whole interaction, and they are all glorious, because you get to see a different perspective of him getting carried away goofily like that. It is extraordinary.
Find out Carl Stelling.
Why are you doing that?
Damn!
This one is my favorite angle, where he's coming directly at the cameraman. We get like straight down the pipe view here. It would go ballistic in 3D. They've got his arms pinned back. It looks like he's about to sprout wings like a bat or something. It looks like he's about to be crucified. Like he died on the cross for our Pokemon cards or some shit. It is surely there was a more efficient way of cuffing him and getting him out of there. But I'm happy they couldn't find it, because this is so much better. Like, that is the most embarrassing way of getting arrested. It is also a little embarrassing that it took that many cops to get like one dweeb, but kind of a big boy. That is kind of a big boy. I can understand why it ended up being a bit of a struggle there at the convention center, and I'm happy with the turnout, with how awful that must be for him going forward. He can never show his face at a convention again, rightfully so.
Thank you.
Just look at how much loot he was trying to get away with there. So this is a clip of one of the vendors going through some of the cards that were stolen from them, but it is a stash. He piled up a lot. So I think it's pretty clear what his strategy was. I'll tell you how the sausage was likely made in this case. It seems like, and based on some of the comments, he would go to booths and he would look through like the low value binder, so like dollar binder, where every card in the binder is like $1. And he would sit there for a long time flipping through the $1 cards, and the assumption is he would start swiping some of them, putting them into the bag, because when it comes to a convention like this, most people are going to be paying attention to the high value cards, like cards worth $100, $200, whereas they might not notice a couple $1 cards here and there missing, but they would notice if those really expensive ones were. So this guy was going from booth to booth here, speed running, going through these binders for like really low value cards and just going for a quantity play of getting a ton of them, is what it seems like. Because $400 to $500 with that many cards tells me he was targeting things that he knew people probably wouldn't even recognize were missing. And it almost worked, I guess, and maybe it's worked in the past, because in the Rattle Pokemon video, True Collectible seems to believe that he's probably stolen thousands of dollars worth of cards over the course of his spree. So it must have been working to a certain point, but it will no longer. This was a very public arrest with his face on full display. They had him strung up like that guy in Hellraiser, the guy that said Jesus wept. When they carried him away in cuffs here, it really looked like that scene. Like, people aren't going to forget his face, and they will definitely not be doing business with him going forward. They most likely won't even let him into a convention. So I think his days of stealing Pokemon cards are over. At least directly from vendors. I have no doubt he'll go home and start scalping Pokemon cards and probably trying to make a career selling it on Whatnot. But who knows? Anyway, just want to talk about this a bit. That's it. See ya.